Did you know Clark Gable, Amber Rose, Zio Kravitz, and Joan Smalls all are black, but you may not know? Not just these ones, but there are many other celebrities who have black origins. In this video, we'll dive into each celebrity's background, uncover interesting details about their lives and families, and celebrate the beautiful diversity that enriches their stories. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, famously nicknamed the King of Hollywood, rose to stardom with iconic films such as Gone with the Wind. His dashing looks and confident charm made him one of the most sought-after leading men of his time. While he appeared to be every bit the classic European-American movie star, Gable was reportedly of mixed heritage, with both African-American and Native American roots. Rumors circulated about his ancestry during his career, especially after he publicly showed support for his black co-star Hattie McDaniel, who became the first African-American to win an Oscar. Gable's loyalty and lack of prejudice helped him stand apart in segregated Hollywood. Carol Channing. Carol Channing was a Broadway legend, most famous for her role in the musical Hello, Dolly. Channing's bright personality and trademark wide-eyed charm made her instantly recognizable on stage and screen. However, it wasn't until later in her life, when she was in her 80s, that she publicly acknowledged her African-American ancestry. Carol revealed her father was biracial and that her paternal grandmother was a black woman who could not pass as white. Despite her blonde hair and fair complexion, Channing remained proud of her heritage. This discovery surprised many fans, but it also added depth to her already vibrant life story. Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller shot to fame as the intelligent and stoic Michael Scofield in the hit TV series Prison Break. With his fair skin and striking light-colored eyes, many viewers assumed he was of solely European descent. In fact, Miller's father is African-American with Jamaican and English ancestry. Miller has openly discussed the challenges and misconceptions he faced as a mixed-race child, and he has emphasized the importance of representation in media. Known for his quiet strength and poised demeanor, Miller continues to be a voice in Hollywood who champions diversity, mental health awareness, and inclusivity both on and off the screen. Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz is best known as the bassist and primary lyricist for the rock band Fall Out Boy. Sporting alternative fashion, eyeliner, and a pop-punk vibe, Wentz initially presented as a stereotypical rock star from the suburbs. However, his mother is of Afro-Jamaican descent, making him half-black. His maternal grandfather came from a Jamaican family that held various prestigious roles, including diplomacy. Though Wentz doesn't always look typically mixed, he's spoken about embracing his identity and supporting causes like Black Lives Matter. This background adds depth to his creative persona and influences some of his collaborative musical projects. Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones, known for her roles in The Office, Parks and Recreation, and Angie Tribeca, is the daughter of legendary music producer Quincy Jones, who is African-American, and actress Peggy Lipton, who was white and of Ashkenazi Jewish heritage. Rashida grew up immersed in both Black and Jewish cultures, though people often mistake her for entirely white. As an actress, writer, and producer, she is committed to reflecting genuine diversity on screen. Jones has discussed the complexities of her mixed background, how she sometimes feels she doesn't look Black enough for certain roles, but she proudly claims all sides of her heritage. Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka is a tennis sensation who became the first Asian player to hold the top ranking in singles by the Women's Tennis Association. Born to a Japanese mother and a Haitian-American father, Osaka has always balanced her multicultural heritage. Though she represents Japan in competitions, she grew up partly in the United States. Her pride in her Black identity and Japanese roots is evident in her activism on social media and tennis courts alike. Osaka has been outspoken on issues of racial injustice, using her platform to highlight Black lives lost to police brutality, proving she is much more than just an extraordinary athlete. Halsey. The singer-songwriter Halsey, born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, is known for hits like Without Me and Closer. Her look and musical style might lead many to think she's fully white, but her father is African-American with some Irish ancestry, and her mother is of Italian and Hungarian descent. As a biracial woman with lighter skin, Halsey has talked about feeling too Black for some circles and not black enough for others. Despite these struggles, she often asserts her pride in her diverse heritage, speaking out about social justice issues, particularly those affecting the black community, and donating to relevant causes. Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals became an 80s icon after starring in Flashdance as the steelworker-turned-dancer Alex Owens. With her subtle complexion and curly hair, many viewers were unsure of her exact ethnic background. In reality, Beals's father was African American and her mother is Irish American. Growing up in an interracial family meant she navigated both black and white worlds. Her stardom soared, and she later embraced more diverse roles, including portraying Bette Porter in The L Word, a character she requested be written as biracial. Beals also uses her influence to champion diversity, LGBT+ rights, and various other social justice causes. The top-hatted lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, born Saul Hudson, is often seen as a quintessential British-American rock star. Yet his mother, Ola J. Hudson, was an African-American costume designer whose clients included David Bowie, and his father is British. Growing up surrounded by music and fashion, Slash merged these influences into his intense guitar style. Despite his hallmark messy curls hiding part of his face, he never hides his pride in his mixed background. His skillful riffs, particularly on tracks like Sweet Child O' Mine, catapulted him onto Rolling Stone's list of the greatest guitarists of all time. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, gained significant public attention through her role as Rachel Zane on the TV show Suits, long before she joined the British royal family by marrying Prince Harry. Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, is African American, and her father, Thomas Markle, is white of Dutch and Irish descent. Markle has spoken extensively about navigating life as a biracial woman, experiencing subtle forms of racism and stereotypes. Her royal status brought conversations about race to the forefront of the global spotlight, highlighting the challenges she faced within the tabloid press. Today, she remains a vocal advocate for racial equality and women's empowerment. Nicole Richie. Many fans know Nicole Richie as a fashion designer, TV personality, and daughter of music legend Lionel Richie. Lionel legally adopted Nicole when she was a child, but her biological parents are also well known in the music world. Her biological father, Peter Michael Escovedo, has Mexican and African American heritage, while her mother is a woman of diverse Latin heritage. Growing up under Lionel and Brenda Richie's care, Nicole was exposed to star-studded environments early on. Despite the assumptions that she's fully white, she has spoken about her Afro-Latin background and the cultural influences that have shaped her unique perspective. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, born Mark Sinclair, is widely recognized as Dominic Toretto from the Fast and Furious franchise. His muscular build and deep voice often overshadow discussions about his ethnicity. Diesel's mother is of English, German, and Scottish descent, while his biological father's identity remains something of a mystery. However, Vin has revealed that he identifies as a person of color and is definitely of mixed heritage. Raised in a multicultural environment in New York City by his white mother and African-American stepfather, he was exposed to theater from an early age. His success story resonates with audiences across racial lines. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is a global superstar recognized for her 5-octave vocal range and chart-topping hits like Hero and We Belong Together. While some fans know she's biracial, her exact heritage is not always common knowledge. Mariah's father, Alfred Roy Carey, was of African-American and Afro-Venezuelan descent, and her mother, Patricia Hickey, has Irish heritage. Growing up, Carey encountered racism from both sides of her family and found solace in her remarkable talent. Her career soared despite the initial uncertainty about how to market her. Today, she proudly embraces the fullness of her identity, often referencing her diverse background in interviews. Maya Rudolph. Comedy lovers recognize Maya Rudolph from her tenure on Saturday Night Live, as well as from iconic roles in films like Bridesmaids and Idiocracy. Rudolph is the daughter of singer-songwriter Minnie Riperton, best known for the song Lovin' You, and composer Richard Rudolph. Minnie Riperton was African-American, while Richard Rudolph is Ashkenazi Jewish. Raised in a mixed household, Maya has shared stories about feeling different from her peers, especially after losing her mother at a young age. Nevertheless, Rudolph's comedic genius and musical versatility reflect a seamless blend of influences, making her one of the most beloved comedic performers in Hollywood today. Ben Harper. Ben Harper is a multi-instrumentalist and singer-songwriter known for his soulful folk rock style. Audiences who see his laid-back California vibe might not realize his rich heritage. His father was African American with Cherokee ancestry, and his mother is of Russian Jewish descent. Harper's music often incorporates themes of social justice, spirituality, and unity, reflecting his multicultural upbringing. Growing up in a family of musicians, he gained exposure to blues, folk, and gospel that influenced his signature slide guitar technique. Over his storied career, Harper has garnered several Grammy Awards, collaborating with legendary artists and expanding his fan base worldwide. Daniel Sunjata. Daniel Sunjata is best known for his role as Franco Rivera in the FX television series Rescue Me, and for portraying the charming sailor in the film The Dark Knight Rises. Though his European features can stand out, Sunjata was adopted by a police dispatcher and a civil rights worker who raised him in Chicago. His birth parents are said to have African American, Irish, and German backgrounds. This unique combination and his upbringing allowed him to develop a nuanced perspective on race and identity. Sunjata also starred in Broadway productions, showcasing the depth of his talents beyond the screen. Gabrielle Reece. Gabrielle "Gabby" Reece is best known for her incredible career as a professional volleyball player, sports announcer, and fitness model. Her tall frame, athletic prowess, and blonde surfer girl look have often led people to assume she has purely European roots. In fact, her father was of Trinidadian descent, giving her part African, Caribbean, and possibly Spanish ancestry. Although she didn't spend much time with her father while growing up, she acknowledges her mixed background. Gabby found widespread fame through her sports achievements, modeling career, and collaborations with husband Laird Hamilton, cementing her status as a health and wellness icon. Soledad O'Brien. Soledad O'Brien is a broadcast journalist who has anchored and produced for major networks such as CNN, HBO, and Al Jazeera America. Her calm, authoritative presence on television often led viewers to assume she was white or Latina, but Soledad is actually the daughter of an Afro-Cuban mother and an Australian father of Irish descent. She has explored her own heritage in documentaries like Black in America and Latino in America. O'Brien's upbringing, combined with her journalistic expertise, positions her to tell diverse stories from unique angles, focusing on underrepresented groups and promoting in-depth investigative reporting. Thandiwe Thandi Newton. Thandi Newton, recently reverting to her original name spelling Thandiwe, is a British actress best known for roles in Westworld, Crash, and Mission: Impossible 2. Born to a white British father and a Zimbabwean mother, Newton identifies as a proud black woman. Her experiences growing up in England were marred by racism and a sense of isolation due to her mixed background. However, she channeled these experiences into her acting, bringing sensitivity and realism to her roles. Newton is also an activist, speaking openly about systemic racism in the film industry and advocating for greater representation of people of color. Paula Patton. Paula Patton gained widespread recognition for her roles in Hitch: Mission: Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and Precious. She was once married to singer Robin Thicke. With her lighter complexion and greenish hazel eyes, many fans assume she's white, Latina, or another ethnicity. However, Paula's mother is white, and her father is African American. Raised in Los Angeles, Patton often talks about how she's proud of her mixed heritage, feeling it allows her to relate to a broad spectrum of audiences. Her warmth on screen and relatable backstory have endeared her to fans, cementing her status as a beloved Hollywood actress. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, nicknamed The Captain, is a legendary New York Yankees shortstop who enjoyed a 20-year Major League Baseball career. While most people know he's of mixed race, many are unaware of the specifics. Jeter's father is African American, and his mother is of English, German, and Irish descent. Growing up, Derek faced racism when traveling for baseball games, which shaped his perspective on the importance of respect and civility. Since retiring, Jeter has pursued business and philanthropic endeavors, including part ownership of the Miami Marlins. His leadership qualities continue off the field, inspiring both athletes and fans alike. Amber Rose. Amber Rose is a model, television personality, and entrepreneur known for her buzzed hair, outspoken nature, and relationships with high-profile rappers like Kanye West and Wiz Khalifa. While she's often labeled simply as light-skinned or biracial, Amber's background is more complex. Her mother is of Cape Verdean, African heritage with Portuguese influence, and Scottish descent, and her father is of Irish and Italian ancestry. She was raised in South Philadelphia and has been candid about her experiences dealing with colorism and prejudices. Rose uses her platform to promote body positivity, sexual empowerment, and frank discussions about race and identity. Minka Kelly. Minka Kelly made a name for herself with roles on Friday Night Lights, Parenthood, and the Charlie's Angels reboot. Though often presumed to be entirely white, Kelly has revealed that her father was of mixed heritage, including African American, and her mother was French-Irish. Kelly's father, Rick Dufay, was once a guitarist for Aerosmith. Despite being known for her girl-next-door looks, Minka has talked about how her diverse ancestry enriched her upbringing, even though she faced challenges blending in with peers in certain settings. Her experience underscores how appearances can be misleading regarding one's true ethnic background. Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly's powerful vocals and curly golden locks are mesmerizing. The Grammy-winning singer-songwriter behind hits like Nobody Love might appear fully white, but she has a richly diverse background. Her father is Jamaican and Puerto Rican, while her mother is of Irish and German descent. Raised in Southern California, Tori grew up listening to a wide range of musical genres, from R&B and reggae to pop and gospel. This influences her unique sound, blending soulful runs with mainstream hooks. Kelly is openly proud of her heritage and credits her multicultural upbringing for her expansive and inclusive musical style. Gugu Mbatha Raw. Gugulethu Sophia Mbatha Raw, known professionally as Gugu Mbatha Raw, is a British actress celebrated for her performances in Belle, Beyond the Lights, and the hit series Loki. Born to a South African doctor and an English nurse, Gugu grew up embracing both British and African cultures. Her father's African roots undoubtedly influenced her perspective on racial identity, especially in the UK's entertainment scene. She gained critical acclaim for her portrayal of Dido Elizabeth Bell, a mixed-race aristocrat in 18th century England. Gugu's range, grace, and advocacy for diversity in film make her one of the most respected talents in contemporary cinema. Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is an NBA Hall of Famer celebrated for his extraordinary court vision and leadership, having played for teams like the Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns, and New Jersey Nets. He has frequently been misidentified as white or Latino, but Jason's father was African American, while his mother is Irish American. He began making headlines as a standout high school basketball player in Oakland, California. Later, Kidd transitioned into a coaching career after retiring as a player. Throughout his journey, he has openly talked about the significance of diversity in sports and the need for more Black voices in leadership positions. Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is an Oscar-winning filmmaker who redefined horror and social commentary with movies like Get Out and Us. Before stepping behind the camera, Peele was known for comedic work on Key and Peele, where he impressed audiences with sharp satire. Born to a white mother and a Black father, Peele faced questions of identity early on. His keen observations about race, politics, and culture inform his storytelling, creating unique cinematic experiences. Peele champions inclusive casting and behind-the-scenes opportunities for people of color, frequently discussing how his own mixed-race experience shaped his approach to the craft of filmmaking. Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys, born Alicia Augello Cook, is a multi-Grammy-winning artist known for hits like Fallen and No One. Her father, Craig Cook, is African American, and her mother, Teresa Augello, is of Italian and Irish descent. Raised by her single mother in the diverse Hell's Kitchen neighborhood of New York, Keys was exposed to multiple cultural influences from an early age. She harnessed classical piano training and R&B roots to craft a unique sound. Beyond music, Keys is an advocate for social justice, women's rights, and children's health. She proudly celebrates her biracial heritage, promoting unity and self-empowerment in her artistry. Meagan Good. Meagan Good has starred in films like Think Like a Man and TV shows such as Harlem and Deception. She is often perceived as unequivocally black, yet some fans are surprised to learn she also has Jewish, Spanish, and Cherokee ancestry. Raised in California, Meagan started acting as a child and became a beloved fixture in Black Hollywood. Despite occasional colorism controversies and scrutiny of her appearance, she remains a role model for women with similar backgrounds. Good's openness about her faith, relationships, and identity in the entertainment industry underscores her commitment to authenticity and empowerment. Devon Aoki. Devon Aoki is a model and actress known for roles in Too Fast, Too Furious and Sin City. Born to Japanese Olympic wrestler Rocky Aoki, who also founded the Benihana restaurant chain, and a mother of German, English, and possibly African-American heritage, Devon was exposed to a tapestry of cultures early on. Beginning her modeling career at just 13, she quickly rose to fame, standing out for her striking features and petite frame. Although the African-American aspect of her background is lesser known, Devon has spoken of being proud of all her roots, which have contributed to her unique look and style. Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is the daughter of iconic musician Lenny Kravitz, who has African-American and Bahamian lineage, and actress Lisa Bonet, who is of African-American and Jewish descent. Raised among Hollywood royalty, Zoe exudes an effortless cool that's a blend of rock star edge and bohemian aesthetic. She has starred in major films like Mad Max, Fury Road, Fantastic Beasts, and played Catwoman in The Batman. Kravitz often explores identity in interviews, acknowledging that her light skin sometimes confuses people about her race. Nonetheless, she embraces her multicultural heritage, using her platform to advocate for authenticity, diversity, and creative self-expression. Shannon Sossamon. Shannon Sossamon is an actress and musician recognized for roles in A Knight's Tale, 40 Days and 40 Nights, and Sinister 2. Her unique features and name suggest diverse origins. Sossamon's heritage includes Hawaiian, Filipino, English, German, Dutch, French, and a lesser-known African-American line. Growing up in Nevada, she pursued dance before moving to Hollywood. She often tackled unconventional roles, developing a cult following. Her mixed background shaped her perspective, which she shares through interviews and social media. While she remains relatively private, Sossamon's willingness to reveal her complexity resonates with fans who share similarly blended ancestries. Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, a dynamic power forward, became one of the NBA's top dunkers, known for his high-flying acrobatics and comedic flair off the court. Born to a father of Haitian descent and a white mother, Griffin is biracial. He and his brother Taylor both played collegiate basketball at the University of Oklahoma. Some fans are surprised to learn about his Haitian lineage, given his light skin and red hair. Nevertheless, Griffin has expressed pride in his heritage, occasionally discussing the influence of his father, who coached him in basketball. Through philanthropic efforts, Griffin supports youth development, especially in underserved communities. Tinashe. Tinashe Jorgensen Kachingwe, better known simply as Tinashe, is a singer-songwriter and dancer who rose to prominence with songs like Two On and All Hands on Deck. Born in Kentucky and raised in Los Angeles, Tinashe's father hails from Zimbabwe, while her mother is of Danish, Norwegian, and Irish descent. Tinashe grew up performing in dance competitions and even had acting roles as a child. She's transparent about her biracial identity, reflecting it in her eclectic music style that blends R&B, pop, and hip-hop. Tinashe emphasizes self-expression and body positivity, forging her own path in an ever-evolving music industry. Carmen Carrera. Carmen Carrera is a reality TV star, model, and burlesque performer who initially gained recognition on RuPaul's Drag Race. While she is more prominently known for being a transgender icon advocating for LGBTQ+ rights, many people don't realize she also has Afro-Latin heritage. Carmen's family hails from Puerto Rico, which has a culturally rich mix of Taino, Spanish, and African ancestry. Carrera has used her platform to challenge gender norms, highlight trans identity, and advocate for better representation of Afro-Latinx people. Her journey from reality television to high-fashion runways has been marked by breaking barriers and celebrating authenticity. Karmit Bachar. Karmit Bachar is a singer, dancer, and choreographer most recognized for her time with the pop group The Pussycat Dolls. Her fiery red hair and distinctive features set her apart, but her background is often overlooked. Bachar's mother is of Indonesian, Dutch, and Chinese ancestry, while her father is Israeli with African descent. Growing up in Los Angeles, Karmit dealt with a cleft palate, but overcame challenges through dance and performance. She became a founding member of the Pussycat Dolls, later branching out into solo projects. Bachar's story underlines resilience, diversity, and the power of embracing one's heritage in entertainment. Mariah Paris Balenciaga. Fans of RuPaul's Drag Race will recognize Mariah Paris Balenciaga, also known as Mariah Balenciaga or simply Mariah. She is a drag performer known for her ballroom Vogue style and impeccable makeup skills. While much of the drag community includes individuals of color, Mariah's background is an intriguing blend of African American and Latin heritage. Her mother is African American, and her father is Puerto Rican. Through her performances, Mariah aims to bridge cultures, educate younger queens about the history of drag and ballroom culture, and advocate for greater inclusivity of Afro-Latinx individuals in the entertainment world. Joan Smalls. Joan Smalls is a top fashion model who has walked the runways for high-end brands like Givenchy, Balmain, and Chanel. Hailing from Puerto Rico, she is of African, Taíno, the island's indigenous people, and Spanish descent. Smalls initially studied psychology before pursuing modeling in New York. Her breakthrough came when she became the first Latina to represent Estée Lauder's global brand. Smalls leverages her platform to advocate for diversity in the fashion industry and stands as a role model for aspiring Afro-Latinx models worldwide. Her magnetic presence and advocacy work have solidified her status as one of the world's leading supermodels. Tyson Beckford. Tyson Beckford is one of the most recognizable male supermodels, having been the face of Ralph Lauren and a staple on runways since the 90s. Born in the Bronx to a Jamaican father of Chinese and Panamanian descent and a mother of Jamaican and African ancestry, Beckford's unique look propelled him to the pinnacle of fashion. Despite struggles with colorism and racism, he remains an influential figure in an industry that often overlooks black male models. Beckford has ventured into television and film, but his legacy lies in breaking barriers for models of color in high fashion. Rihanna. Robin Rihanna Fenty is a global icon in music, beauty, and fashion. Born in Barbados, Rihanna has African, Irish, and Barbadian ancestry. While she is proudly West Indian, many may not realize her father, Ronald Fenty, has a complex heritage that includes Afro-Guyanese and Irish roots. Rihanna famously broke into the music scene with Pon de Replay, and her career skyrocketed. Founding her cosmetics line Fenty Beauty, she championed inclusivity by offering 50 shades of foundation for all skin tones. Rihanna continues to redefine success, building an empire that includes a lingerie line, skincare line, and philanthropic endeavors. Shemar Moore. Shemar Moore is an actor known for his roles in Criminal Minds and SWAT. Many fans simply identify him as a handsome heartthrob without realizing his mother is Irish and French-Canadian, and his father is African-American. Born in Oakland, Moore also spent part of his childhood abroad. He often speaks about how his mother faced racism for having a biracial son. Moore's athletic build and charming smile have helped him land numerous leading roles, but he frequently emphasizes that talent and character matter more than looks. With a career spanning decades, Moore remains a fixture in primetime television and action dramas. Ayesha Curry. Ayesha Curry is an entrepreneur, cookbook author, television personality, and wife of NBA superstar Stephen Curry. Born Ayesha Alexander in Canada, she has Jamaican, Chinese, African-American, and Polish heritage. Despite her multi-ethnic background, many fans assume she's simply African-American because of her appearance and marriage. Ayesha gained a following through her cooking demonstrations, eventually branching out into her own Food Network show and lifestyle brand. She and Stephen have 3 children, and they often share their family life on social media. Ayesha's passion for culinary arts combined with her cultural roots gives a unique flavor to her public persona. Halle Berry. Halle Berry is an Academy Award-winning actress recognized for her roles in Monsters Ball, X-Men, and Die Another Day. Born to a white English-German mother and an African-American father, Berry grew up in Cleveland. Her parents divorced when she was young, leaving Hallie predominantly raised by her mother. As a result, Barry faced identity challenges, feeling disconnected from one side of her heritage. She eventually embraced the fullness of her Black identity while acknowledging her mother's influence. Barry made history as the first, and still only, Black woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress, and she continually uses her platform to advocate for representation. Bob Marley. Bob Marley is universally recognized as the king of reggae, revered for songs like One Love, No Woman, No Cry, and Redemption Song. Born in 9 Mile, Jamaica, Marley was the product of a biracial union. His father was Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican of English descent, and his mother was Cedella Booker, a Black Jamaican. While Bob Marley unequivocally identified with his Black Jamaican roots, many outside Jamaica are surprised to learn he had a white father. His mixed background, combined with Rastafarian faith and a commitment to unity, helped shape the universal appeal and timeless resonance of his music.